When a woman says, I need time to think, she's not confused. She's not lost. She's not deep in emotional reflection. What she's really saying is this: I'm done emotionally, but I don't have the courage to fully walk away yet. Men, don't get it twisted. When she needs space, it usually means she's already mentally and emotionally detached. She's keeping you around just in case her other options don't work out. It's not about her needing to clear her head. It's about her trying to quietly exit while keeping the door open. A stoic man doesn't beg for clarity when someone withholds it. He doesn't chase someone who puts him on emotional standby. Because when she says she needs to think, what she's really doing is testing your self-respect. See, if you say, take all the time you need, I'll wait, you're handing her all the power. You're showing her you'll sit on the shelf until she's good and ready. And trust me, that kills attraction. No woman respects a man she can emotionally pause like a YouTube video. Let me make this real for you. You've been seeing this woman for a few months. Things feel solid until she suddenly grows distant. Texts slow down. She cancels plans. And then she hits you with the classic, I just need some time to think. It's not you, it's me. You respond with kindness. You say, okay, take your time. I'll be here. But deep down, you're unsettled. 2 weeks go by. She posts a picture with another guy. Now it hits you. You were never her priority. You were her backup plan. The stoic move? Don't wait. Don't argue. Just walk away. Not out of spite, but out of strength. Because a man who values himself doesn't beg for presence. He requires it. And when it's not given, he doesn't ask twice. When a woman truly cares, she doesn't need space, she wants connection. And when she asks for time, it means your time with her is already up. Let her go. And now, let's talk about the next red flag. One that's just as dangerous, but even more disguised. When a woman tells you, you're too nice, it's not a compliment, it's a warning. It means she sees you as safe, predictable, maybe even boring. And in her world, boring doesn't spark desire. Now here's the truth that might rub you the wrong way. Many women aren't attracted to peace. They're addicted to emotional highs. They confuse intensity with love. And when you show up stable, respectful, and consistent, it doesn't excite the part of her that's used to chaos. You might think, but I treat her well, I don't play games, I'm always there. And that's exactly the problem. She didn't have to earn your presence. You gave her everything: attention, time, validation, without her having to invest anything back. The Stoic man understands this. What comes easy is rarely valued. When you constantly show up trying to prove you're a good guy, she starts to wonder, what's wrong with this guy that he's giving me all this energy for free? Let's make this real. You meet her. You're into her, so you go all in. Flowers, compliments, late-night texts, check-ins. You never challenge her. You agree with everything. You're afraid of upsetting her. In your mind, you're showing love. But in hers, you're too available, too predictable, too nice. Then out of nowhere, she pulls back. Tells you she needs space. Or worse, she says, you're too nice. I need a guy who can handle me. What she really means is, she wants a man who knows how to hold frame. A man who can say no. Who doesn't fall apart if she's moody. Who doesn't chase her approval like a puppy, looking for a treat. Being kind isn't the problem. Being spineless is. The stoic man? He's calm, but he's not soft. He's respectful, but he doesn't tolerate disrespect. He gives love, but only to those who meet him halfway. And if she wants drama to feel alive, she can keep it somewhere else, because being too nice only hurts when it comes at the cost of your backbone. Let's move to the next one, because it's a phrase wrapped in kindness, but poisoned with guilt. Ready for it? When she looks you in the eye and says, you deserve better, don't take it as humility. Don't take it as care. Take it for what it really is, a soft exit. That phrase sounds sweet, thoughtful, almost noble. But if you strip away the politeness, here's what it actually means. I know I'm not going to love you the way you want, but I'd rather let you go than grow into the woman you need. And that hits hard, because you probably heard that line right when you were trying your best, when you were showing up, putting in effort, being patient, being consistent, maybe even when you were hoping things would turn around. But she wasn't hoping, she was hesitating. See, women rarely say, "You deserve better," because they believe you're too good. They say it because they know they're not going to match what you bring to the table, and they've already made peace with giving you less. It's her way of releasing herself from responsibility, a guilt-free out. Because if she really believed you deserved better, she would either rise up or step away completely, not keep you around with half-hearted affection and mixed signals. Let me say this plain. If someone knows you deserve better and they care, they'll become better. Not make it your job to go find someone else who can give you what they refuse to. The Stoic man doesn't stick around waiting for someone to figure out if they're ready. He doesn't stay just because she's not a bad person. He knows that even good intentions can waste a man's life if they don't turn into real action. You deserve someone who knows what you bring and matches it, not someone who applauds your worth while actively shortchanging it. So, when you hear, "you deserve better," understand, it's not your cue to convince her. It's your cue to confirm what you already knew and walk. Don't settle for being too good to be loved properly, because real love doesn't require self-sacrifice. It requires self-respect. Now, let's talk about one of the most manipulative lines a man hears right after giving his all, and how to shut it down cold. Ready? Let's not sugarcoat it. If she tells you, "I just want to be friends," after you've already been intimate, then you've got a wake-up call sitting in your lap. And it's long overdue, because too many men are handing out boyfriend energy to women who see them as nothing more than temporary comfort. Listen carefully. If a woman can sleep with you, look you in the eye, and then hit you with, "Let's just be friends," she never saw you the way you saw her. She used the connection. She used the energy. She got what she wanted, and now she's shifting the dynamic because she knows she doesn't want more. And here's where I've got to call some men out. You knew. Deep down, you knew. You felt it. The imbalance. The lack of effort on her side. The way she gave just enough to keep you hoping, but never fully let you in. And still, you ignored the signs. You told yourself, "She's just taking her time," or "She needs to feel safe," or "If I keep showing her I care, she'll change." Number. What she changed was the terms, from romantic to platonic, after she got what she wanted. And if you accept that shift, if you say, "Okay, we can still be friends," while secretly hoping to get back to what you had, you're not being noble. You're being naive. You're clinging to a fantasy that's already expired. The Stoic man doesn't play that game. He doesn't keep someone in his life who only wants him when it's convenient. He doesn't stick around just to feel close to someone who has clearly stepped back. He values his time, his energy, and his dignity. And he walks, not because he's bitter, but because he's awake. So here's the truth. "Let's be friends" is often just a softer way of saying, "I don't want you, but I like your attention." And if you accept that deal, thinking it might bring her back, you're not in her life. You're orbiting around it. Wake up. You weren't born to be a placeholder. You weren't made to beg for scraps of affection. You're either chosen fully or not at all. The moment you call her out on something shady, maybe it's flirting with another guy, staying in contact with an ex, or dressing for attention instead of respect, she flips it on you and says, "You're just insecure." That's not just deflection, it's manipulation. Because she's not answering your concern. She's attacking your character. And most guys fall for it. They backpedal, apologize, try to explain their jealousy just to avoid conflict. And guess what? That just reinforces the behavior. Here's what you need to understand. There's a difference between being insecure and having standards. Insecurity is when you project fears with no reason. Standards are when you recognize patterns and protect your peace. If she's out here seeking attention from other men, constantly crossing lines, and calling it just being friendly, and then calls you insecure for not accepting it, she's gaslighting you. That's not love. That's control. A woman who truly values you will take accountability. She won't play mind games to make you doubt your gut. She won't disrespect the relationship and then call you weak for noticing. She won't make you feel guilty for having boundaries. Let's be real here. Too many men are walking around with no backbone, letting women redefine their masculine instincts as flaws. You see something that doesn't sit right with you? Say something. Stand on it. Don't let her sweet talk you into silence. If calling out disrespect makes you insecure in her eyes, then let her go find a man who lets her walk all over him. The Stoic man? He's secure enough to walk away from anyone who tries to shame him into silence. He knows what he brings. He knows what he expects. And he'll never allow a woman to twist the truth just to avoid accountability. She can keep her games. You'll keep your self-respect. So the next time you hear you're insecure just because you stood up for yourself, don't defend it. Own it. Say, if not tolerating disrespect makes me insecure, I'm good with that. And watch how fast she realizes she can't manipulate a man who knows his worth. Next up, a phrase that sounds spiritual and deep, but it's often used to keep you stuck in a loop. Let's go. Let's talk about one of the most deceptive phrases a man hears right before he's put on emotional hold. I need time to heal. Sounds fair, right? Respectable even. You hear that and think she's going through something serious. So what do? You wait. You give her space. You play the patient man, thinking she's going to come back once she's ready. But here's the truth. If a woman says she needs to heal, but she's still texting, flirting, or hanging out with other men, she's not healing. She's auditioning. She's not recovering from anything. She's repositioning. And while you're out here being loyal to a possibility, she's fielding new options. She's getting attention, validation, energy from every direction but you. And you're still thinking, I'll wait. She just needs time. Brother, listen. When a woman truly wants to heal, she disappears. She disconnects. She reflects. She protects her space from all men, not just you. But when she wants to keep you on the back burner while she shops around for better, she uses words like healing, growth, and self-care. Not because she means them, but because you're less likely to question them. It sounds deep. It sounds mature. It makes you think you're being noble for giving her space. You're not being noble. You're being parked. And this is where you've got to wise up. The Stoic man sees through the language. He doesn't listen to what she says. He watches what she does. And if what she's doing doesn't match what she's saying, he doesn't argue. He exits. You don't need to convince her. You don't need to wait. You don't need to be her emotional security blanket while she samples new experiences. She wants to heal? Cool. She can do it without your time, attention, or loyalty. Let her figure herself out. But don't let her keep you close while exploring distance. That's not healing. That's hedging. And real men don't let themselves become somebody's backup plan, no matter how pretty the excuse sounds. Let's move on to the next line, used by women to keep control over your emotions, even when they've already checked out. Ready? You ever heard a woman say, "You deserve better than me," and then still not leave? Let's break that down. At first, it sounds humble, like she's being honest, like she's protecting you. But if she really believed you deserved better, she would let you go. She wouldn't keep texting. She wouldn't keep showing up. She wouldn't keep you emotionally tied to someone who already admitted they're not good for you. So what's really going on? This is a power move, a tactic, a way to lower your standards without a fight. She doesn't want to be what you need, but she also doesn't want you walking away to find someone who actually is. By saying you deserve better, she makes you chase. She wants you to say, no, you're perfect, or I don't want anyone else. She wants to hear that you're willing to settle, even after she admits she's not right for you. And too many men fall for it. They hear those words and think she's being selfless. They think she's damaged and needs fixing. So they try harder. They invest more. They stay, hoping to prove they don't want better. They just want her. That's how you get trapped. You become emotionally addicted to the idea of saving someone who doesn't want to be saved. And that, my friend, is how you lose yourself, by trying to be the exception to her self-sabotage. But here's what the Stoic man understands. When someone tells you, you deserve better, don't argue. Believe them. Because whether she means it or not, the second she says it, she's telling you she can't or won't give you what you need. And if she can't elevate with you, she'll only drag you down. Let her go. She's not confused. She's not lost. She's strategic. She wants your attention, your validation, and your commitment, without having to meet your standards. And if you stay after she's told you she's not good for you, then the problem isn't her honesty. It's your blindness. Be bold enough to walk. Silent enough to let her feel it. Wise enough to know your worth. You don't chase what's trying to escape. You let it run. Next up is a line that pretends to protect your heart, but usually means the opposite. Let's get into it. When a woman says, I don't want to hurt you, pay close attention because 9 times out of 10, the damage is already done. She's not warning you about future pain. She's trying to soften the blow of what she's already doing or about to do. It's not care, it's guilt management. It's a way to excuse her actions while pretending she's the one protecting your heart. Let's be real. No woman who genuinely cares about not hurting you is casually out here entertaining other men, disrespecting your time, sending mixed signals, or playing emotional ping pong. If her actions match her words, you'd feel secure, not confused. But when she says this line, you're already in the middle of the emotional chaos. She knows it. And instead of changing the behavior, she throws out this little phrase like it makes her the good one, like it somehow clears her conscience. It's emotional PR damage control. And a lot of men fall for it. You hear that line and think, wow, at least she's honest. But honesty without accountability is manipulation. She's not confessing. She's protecting herself from being seen as the villain. So if you get hurt, she can say, I told you, I warned you, don't fall for it. A Stoic man doesn't just listen to words. He watches the pattern. And if her words are soft, but her behavior is sharp, he acts accordingly. He doesn't argue. He doesn't beg. He doesn't try to make her stay. He leaves the moment he realizes her care is just another mask for control. Because real care isn't a phrase, it's protection in action. And if she can't protect your emotional peace, she doesn't belong in your life. Simple. When a woman says, I don't want to hurt you, what she's really saying is, I know I already am. So you don't need to wait around for her to confirm it with more damage. You don't need to see how far she'll go. A man who values himself knows when to cut the cord early, quietly, powerfully. She wants to not hurt you. Let her do it from a distance. Coming up next, the most common phrase that sounds like kindness, but usually means she's already moved on. Let's talk. Let's just be friends. If there's one line that's shattered more masculine dignity than any other, it's this one. Because it doesn't sound cruel. It doesn't sound like rejection. In fact, it sounds like she's offering you something. Like she's still keeping you around, still wants you close, still cares. But let's be blunt. She doesn't want friendship. She wants comfort. She wants the emotional perks of your presence, the ego boost of your attention, and the safety net of knowing you're still there, without the pressure of having to feel anything romantic for you. In short, she's breaking up with your value while keeping your benefits. And the mistake most men make? They accept it. They nod their heads, swallow their pride, and stick around, hoping friendship will evolve back into something deeper. They think being close is better than being gone. It's not. Because while you're stuck in that zone, watching her flirt with other guys, share her excitement about new dates, even vent about her relationships, you're dying inside, quietly, slowly, silently. And the worst part? You start lowering your value just to stay in her life. You stop flirting. You stop asserting yourself. You stop being a man and start playing therapist, best friend, emotional crutch. That's not noble. That's not mature. That's self-sabotage. A Stoic man doesn't accept crumbs just to feel close. He doesn't confuse access with affection. He doesn't degrade his position just to be tolerated. He knows that "let's just be friends" usually means one thing. I don't see you that way anymore, but I still want to feel desired by you. That's not friendship. That's emotional manipulation wrapped in a polite sentence. So what do? You walk, not out of anger, but out of respect, self-respect. Because if a woman truly saw you as valuable, she wouldn't risk losing you. She wouldn't downgrade you. She wouldn't offer friendship as a consolation prize. Real men don't wait to be chosen. They remove themselves when they're no longer respected. Simple truth, if she only wants to be friends, let her be friends with someone else. Now let's finish strong, with the one line that seems sweet, but is often the coldest rejection of all. Let's wrap this up. I'm just not ready for a relationship. This is the classic line that sounds reasonable. It sounds like she's being responsible, like she's protecting you from potential heartbreak. Maybe it even seems considerate at first. But here's the thing most men miss. When she says this, what she really means is, I don't want a relationship with you, but I'm still open to one with someone else. This is a line designed to soften rejection. It's her way of backing out without making herself seem like the villain. It feels less harsh, less definitive. But the truth? She's already checked out. She's already made up her mind. This is a line designed to soften rejection. It's her way of backing out without making herself seem like the villain. It feels less harsh, less definitive. But the truth? She's already checked out. She's already made up her mind. You're not the one she's imagining a future with, and she's looking for someone who is ready. But in reality, she's already found that person, or she's actively searching. Here's the kicker. She's not unready. She's just unready for you. It's a subtle form of emotional distancing without giving you the satisfaction of closure. She keeps you on standby, dangling the idea of a future, while she's emotionally and mentally already elsewhere. And here's where the real problem kicks in for many men. They hear, I'm not ready, and they stick around. They wait. They think, okay, I'll give her time to come around. They stay available, waiting for the day she decides to change her mind. They keep investing in something that's already over. And that's where they go wrong. The Stoic man doesn't wait for someone to choose him. He doesn't settle for someday or maybe. He understands that when someone says they're not ready, they've already made the decision to not be with you. So the best thing you can do when you hear that line is walk away. Don't try to change her mind. Don't try to prove your worth. Don't try to win her over with time or patience. Give her what she wants, distance. And in doing so, you show her the value of what she's about to lose. I'm not ready for a relationship is her way of telling you that you're not the one she wants. So stop waiting around for someone who's already moved on. Real men move forward, not backwards. That wraps it up. You've learned to recognize the lines that signal it's time to leave. Don't waste time. Your value isn't defined by her uncertainty. To wrap things up, here's a statement that might sting, but it needs to be said. If you're staying in a relationship where these lines are being used on you, then you're not valuing yourself enough to walk away. You can point the finger at her all you want. You can blame her for being unclear, dishonest, or emotionally unavailable. But the truth is, you're letting her have control over your emotions, your time, and your value. You're the one allowing it to drag on. You're the one not setting boundaries. And you're the one refusing to accept that you deserve better than someone who can't make up their mind about you. I know this might hurt, but if you're still chasing someone who tells you these 5 things, it's not just her. It's you. And it's time to wake up. A man who truly knows his worth doesn't beg. He doesn't tolerate inconsistent behavior. He doesn't accept excuses. He walks away because he understands his value. He knows that his peace is more important than keeping someone around who doesn't want him. So here's the challenge I'm leaving you with. Stop accepting the bare minimum from women. Stop tolerating confusion. Stop waiting for validation from someone who's too afraid to give it to you. You deserve more. And if you start acting like it, the right woman will see that. The one who's ready for you, not someone who needs to figure things out. Now, I know some of you have been through these situations before. Maybe you've heard these lines, maybe you're going through them right now. I want to hear about your experiences. I want to know how these phrases have shown up in your relationships and how you handled them. Drop a comment below, and I'll personally reach out. I want to connect with you, share more thoughts, and help you stay on the right track, because you deserve clarity and peace, not emotional games. Don't settle for less. If you want the best, you've got to walk away from what doesn't serve you. And believe me, when you do, you'll be in a much stronger place to attract the kind of respect and love you deserve.